You know, this time of year, the cooler weather always puts me in mind of warm and comforting dishes. Well, I recently found some ground beef on sale. Not a typical thing these days. You know what that means? Chili! Let's make some! Hey friends, and welcome to Cooking It Real. My name is Kathy, and today we're going to be doing my famous chili recipe. I call it famous because I have served this for friends and family, co-workers, customers for years and years and years. It's very simple, it's easily adaptable, and I just want to show you how to make it. I found these 1 pound packages of Angus chuck beef at the grocery store the other day, and they were on sale. Now, they were on sale for about $1.36 a pound, I think it was, regularly $2.69. That's half price. I mean, within a few cents, that is totally half price. You don't get that these days. It's the perfect season for chili. It's the perfect season for chili. So I'm going to share my recipe with you today. Let's go. I've got some vegetables here. And this is part of the secret of my classic chili. And what I have right here, of course, is celery. And I also have already done some of my prep chopping, my onions, yellow onion, carrot, and green bell pepper, mostly because I didn't want to be crying in front of y'all and have you hearing me sniffing and whining and wheezing. And you might say, looking at all this, you might say, Kathy, that is an awful lot of vegetables for just 2 pounds of ground beef. And I would say you are correct. But here's my secret. And I've got a couple of secrets that go with this recipe. Aren't they the best kind? I used to make this every Tuesday for the guys on our construction crew. Tuesday was Chili Tuesday. I would make 5 quarts of chili and put it in a crock pot, and my husband would bring it in to the guys, and they would just have it for lunch. But these were guys who would do like McDonald's and Burger King and all that every day. I felt like I was going to introduce a little bit more healthful ingredients into their life. So what I did was I used all these vegetables, but I chopped them so small that they didn't even know they were there. That tasted great. They loved it. They craved it. I got so much praise for my chili, but they had no idea how good it was for them. And that is part of my secret. Now, these are not cut terribly small. Can you see that? I've grated the carrot on a box grater, and everything else is cut kind of small. But if you're trying to really get some veggies into someone who's not particularly a fan, let's say a kid or someone who's not really a fan, we won't name any names, but you could put all the vegetables in a food processor and just like grind them up to the point where they have no idea what it is. It almost mimics the texture of the ground beef, and it kind of melts into the whole experience, and they have no idea that they're getting something good and healthy. I love that. It's my secret. Let's get started with the ground beef. I have my pan heated up a little bit over medium-high heat. I like to add a drizzle of olive oil. This ground beef is 80-20, which means 80% lean, 20% fat, so I don't have to add a lot of oil. If it was a 90-10, I might add just a little bit more. And then I just pop it in. And then come on, baby. Come on. Come on. There you go. What? Nope. There we go. Pop it in. All right. And then we're just going to get that to browning. this is going to take a few minutes to, it's because it's right out of the fridge and it was cold. So it's going to take a few minutes to start browning. And while that is happening, let me take you over and show you what else I'm going to be adding to this chili today. First of all, we'll start with the basics. I got a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of pepper, a tablespoon of granulated garlic and granulated onion. This is a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of basil, and a tablespoon of oregano. Now, this may seem like an awful lot. I have to admit that my chili and the way I like it, my family likes it, our employees loved it, and our customers loved it. It's highly, highly seasoned. So you do you. If you want to cut back on any of these or eliminate any altogether, you go right ahead. But this is just how we start. I'm going to be adding these to the ground beef in just a minute. But let me show you the rest of the story. Now here I have two of the big players in this dish. This is a tablespoon and a half of ground cumin, and this is 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. This is about a scant teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now, if you don't want cayenne pepper, leave it out. I used to leave it out for the guys on our construction crew. We always said you got to bring your own heat. If you want to bring a bottle of hot sauce, that's cool. But some people didn't like it so spicy. But still, this is not a ton of cayenne for what we're going to do. Now, it's time to show you my secret ingredient. Can you guess what that is? This is something I've been adding to my chili for years now, and most people don't even know it's there, but they say, your chili tastes like no chili I've ever had. And here's the secret. This is unsweetened cocoa powder, and I've got about 2.5 tablespoons right there, closer to 3, I would say, maybe about 1/4 of a cup. And this is just regular white sugar. I think that the combination of the chocolate, which is kind of bitter, and the sugar, which of course is sweet, gives a je ne sais quoi, something super special to my chili that no one else has. All right, our ground beef is starting to get a little brown. It's giving up some fat and some juice, but that's good. We're going to leave all of that in there. I am going to just add this whole plate of herbs and spices. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion, smoked paprika, basil and oregano, everyone in the pool. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. We'll give this a stir. Now it's going to start smelling amazing. I like to add these seasonings to the meat because I feel like the fat in the meat helps develop the flavor. It kind of blooms the flavor of all these herbs and spices. Now it's time for the heavy hitters, the cumin, the chili powder, and a little bit of cayenne. Everybody in the pool. Stir that around. That just took the aroma level up a notch. But like I said, you do you. You know, if your family or friends are not big into spice, or just do what feels right. I would definitely add chili powder and cumin. I would definitely add salt and pepper, and I would definitely add the secret ingredient. But you don't have to add the cocoa powder. And now this is not cocoa, like drinking cocoa. This is unsweetened cocoa powder, baking cocoa, and sugar. I would definitely add these, maybe in a smaller quantity to start if you're not familiar with it, but it's gonna make a big, big difference. And you don't have to tell anybody what the secret ingredient is if you don't want. There we go. Look at that. Look at how that cocoa powder just makes everything look so dark and juicy. Oh, my goodness. That is good. All right, this is not quite browned yet, but it doesn't have to be all the way brown because we're going to be simmering this. Let's add the veg. Onion, celery, shredded carrot, and green bell pepper all go in. Of course, I think the carrot really it adds a nice sweetness. But if like you're not into the pepper, you could also you could add red pepper or another colored pepper. Doesn't have to be a green pepper. If you're not into onion, well, I think the onion's kind of important, but you do you. And the celery just adds a nice crunch. All right, that's all in here. Now, next comes our tomato products. Okay, I have 2 cans of tomato paste here. And I'm just going to, I like to use a butter knife to scoop it on in there. I feel like I get the most out when I do that. And usually what I like to do after I get the tomato paste out is to rinse out the cans with a little bit of water. That's something my mom taught me a million years ago when dinosaurs roamed the earth. But I have a question for y'all. Can someone please tell me why you can't have a can of tomato paste and open it on this top? Why did they put the labels upside down? You can only open it on this end. So it fools me like every time. Look, see, I started to open it on the, what should have been top, the way the label goes, but no. I don't know why that is. That's annoying. All right, let's just give this a stir in. And because I started that can, it has a little hole in the bottom, so I can't put water in it, which is frustrating. Oh, look at that. Ooh, I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. That's good. All right. Next, I'm going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Now these you can't really disguise. You could if you wanted to. If you wanted to put them in the blender with the rest of your veg, you totally could do that. But these are going to come out as being kind of chunky. But most people don't mind tomato as part of their chili. They kind of expect it. I'm going to turn this down to medium now. Okay. So we got enough going on in there. Look at that. Oh, now that is super beautiful. Super thick. I'm also going to add 1 can of tomato sauce. And I might add another, or I might just add a little bit of water to this can. We'll just have to see. How does I feel about it? Oh, that quieted things down a lot, didn't it? My goodness. All right. Now at this point, I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm liking the texture, but I need to have a little taste and see if I need anything else. That's great. I'm going to get some water, rinse out these 2 cans. I'll be right back. I'm turning it down to low at this point. And this is something my mom taught me how to do with the cans. Have you ever seen this trick where you just go from 1 can to the other can? And then you look and see, oh, look, I got tomato on the edge there. Oh, I don't even know if you can see that. But we want to rinse all that good stuff out. 1 can to the other, and in. Oh, And our very last addition is going to be black beans. Now I cooked these black beans from dry in my Instant Pot earlier today. And I'm going to add a good 2 cups. Give that a stir. And because this is not from a can, I don't have to rinse it or drain it, and it was just cooked in plain water, so I can add the bean water to it. It's only going to give it more nutrition. If you wanted to add beans but didn't want to make your own, you could absolutely get them from the can. Now I'm going to add another half a cup with a fair amount of liquid. Ha ha ha. All right. Excellent. All right, so that's our last addition. So now these beans are thoroughly cooked. So we don't have to simmer this for ages or anything like that to get the beans cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lid on, and I'm going to put it on the back burner. I'm going to turn this front burner off, turn the little back burner on. It's the teeniest one. I'm going to put it on medium. I'm going to roll this back, and I'm going to let it cook for about 15 minutes. I'll check it then, and we'll make sure everything's going good. But I think we're going to cook it for about 30 minutes at least. So see you back. Oh. Oh yeah. That looks excellent. That's been about 25 minutes. Let's have a taste. Now it's time to taste. Oh, let's see. Oh, can you see that? Oh, so good. Let's see. Oh, that is very well seasoned. It's just the way I love it. Now, like I said, you can dial this back however you want. I don't have it tonight, but you could put some shredded cheese on this, some sour cream. If you were feeling truly adventurous, you could slice some fresh jalapenos or put some jarred jalapenos on it. That would be awesome. This would go good with cornbread. I don't have that either, but I got some crackers. I'm going to do a bite with a cracker. I've heard of a weird thing. Well, it's weird to me. You let me know if this sounds weird to you. That people like to eat chili with peanut butter on bread. Like a not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but just like a piece of white bread with peanut butter on it. And they put that with their chili. I don't know. Sounds interesting. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you tried this. I hope you do. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.